Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tap In with Tristan. We got our long-lived Amityville edition. Special guest. I'm real excited for this show. This is going to be dope. He goes way back with me. We got Mr. Jamie Roberts. Talk to him,
Peace. Peace, family. Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, boss, man. I know you're real busy, man. You got a lot of business ventures going on right now, man. So thank you for just carving out some time for you, boy.
No, man. No. Thanks for having me. You know what it is. We family, man. So, you pick up the phone, it's going to get answered. You know what that is, man.
That's a fact, man. Let's go back, man. You one of the legends in this thing, man. Let's go back to the early days, Amityville, man. What that looked like for Jamie Roberts?
Oh, man. It was blurry because I didn't have my glasses on back then. It was real blurry. I had those big Coke bottle glasses, and every now and then I would break them. My mom Dukes was like, she ain't got the money to fix them. So it was kind of blurry from like 8th grade to 11th grade. It was kind of blurry, but it was good, man. Amityville taught me a lot. You know what I mean? I was born in Brooklyn, raised in Amityville. Yep. I grew up with you guys. I grew up with your older brother, Jerron. I'm class of 94, straight out of Amityville. So I was there from, I got to high school when Jay Joyner was there. You know what I mean? So I was in the high school during those days. And then, Mikey, of course, he graduated before me. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just Amityville itself just taught me a lot. Like, first of all, it taught me how to survive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's talk about that early years, dude.
Yo, man.
Where did you stay at? What part of Amityville? Because it's almost like it's kind of sectioned out.
Yeah, I was in North Side. I was in North Side of Amityville, right off of Campbell. So I was Campbell and Nadwood. The corner that I lived on.
The corner.
Yeah, so it was kind of hard to stay away from that type of lifestyle. But you dip and you dabble, and you live and you learn. You know what I mean? I still got friends out there. Still got family out there. I'm not too far from there. I live in Hempstead, so it's like you went from Iraq to Afghanistan. You know what I mean? But still, you learn. And it was a great experience, though, man. And the thing I always tell people about growing up in Amityville is that we had racism in Amityville. People don't want to talk about it. We had racism in Amityville, but we didn't have the upfront racism, because I had white friends, I had Puerto Rican friends, I had Dominican friends growing up. You know what I mean? They all played sports with us. We was all in the same classrooms. And then now when you get to this point of life, I'm not taught to hate somebody that doesn't look like me, because I grew up with so many different types of people. You know what I mean? Right. So, Amityville taught me that as well. Like, love thy neighbor. Real talk. Yeah. You know what I mean? Your neighbor could have been a different family. It didn't make a difference if it was black, white, Puerto Rican. Yeah, we were all hooping together. We was all playing football together, all snowball fights. We all got suspended together. You know what I mean? We all, did dirt together. You know what I mean? So that type of mentality. Yeah, it grew.
Dynamic there too, because what I'm saying, like, for those who don't know, the living arrangements is pretty segregated.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. And by the high school is predominantly white. Then you get the minorities and predominantly black. And in the north part of Amityville, they even got cops that don't cross over. They got Amityville cops that don't even cross over into the northern part of Amityville. But like you said, man, when it came together, the vibe was there, at least on the front. So it's an interesting dynamic.
It very much so is. And the thing about the diversity of Amityville is that, people were always talking about they didn't have like black teachers growing up, but we had black teachers. We had a black principal. You know what I mean? We saw that. So it was in front of us to a certain extent, but we didn't really appreciate it as much until it's taken away from you. Until people say, until you find out people never had that experience. And like, I grew up like this. What do you mean you don't know about that? You know what I mean? Yeah. And then when I left Amityville, I went to Hampton University, and then that's when my eyes got real big, when I really saw the magnitude. Yeah, the world is bigger. You know what I mean?
Virginia too, so it's a different vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Virginia was straight country. I hated it first. At first. But once I figured it out, like, it's not going to be New York. Nothing's ever going to be New York. You know what I mean? And then I realized I'm not there to be the New Yorker. I'm there to be the student. I'm there to learn. I'm I'm there to better myself. Then I started, you know, hanging out with folks from New York. And then real talk, I started really hanging out with people from DC and Cali and Virginia. You know, the New York dudes was corny to me at some time because they was just too New York. You know what I mean?
New York. Like, dude, you don't gotta wear your do-rag all the time, bro. Like,
and, you know, dudes eating cereal out their Timberlands. You know, they was just trying to be too much. You know what I mean?
Too
Like,
much,
yo,
bro.
always got to fit it on low. Like, yo, we know you from New York. You know what I mean? You don't got a front. And then find out they from like Buffalo or something. Come on, man. You can't. You don't even got the right things.
You from Poughkeepsie, bro. Chill out.
Right. How you fronting for, man?
Yeah, chill out.
You figure it out later on down the line when they friends come to visit. I'm like, who's this corny ass dude?
Who's this guy, dude? Yeah, who's this meatball that's coming through now?
Right. But it was different, man. It was different. Amityville showed me a lot. You know, I always rep the Ville everywhere I go. People know that. It was funny though, because on some of my hashtags on social media, I used to put the skinny kid from the Ville.
Absolutely.
And they thought I was talking about Brownsville. And I was like, nah, fam. Because there's a Brooklyn connection there.
Yeah.
But you know, it's cool though, man. It's cool. So
what's crazy is you're the first, you're blazing the trail right now, dude. I'm going back. You're the first person that's not an athlete to be on Tap In, bro.
Oh, word?
Yeah. You're blazing. We know you don't got no hoop game. So
oh, come on, man.
We know you don't.
I still got it though, man. I got a jumper. I got a layup in me still, man. I got a layup.
You was 140-pound center.
Yeah, that's right. Real tough.
Got this screens. They even running through your screens.
Yo, man. Yo. He's running through my screen. Yo, I didn't even want to play ball, right?
Right.
Because Ad cut me 3 times, only tried out twice, right? But I grew my senior year, I grew like 3 inches. That's how I grew taller than your brother over my junior summer to senior. I grew 3 inches, so I was 6'3", and like one of the tallest dudes in school. So like, oh, you gotta try out. I'm like, I don't want to try out. I tried out, and of course, nah, you the only position to play was power forward, and that was $130. You know what I mean? Power forward. So you know, that didn't work out. Coach T told me I couldn't even play football because I was an insurance risk. That was the funniest thing I ever heard in my life, yo. He's like, yo, we can't put you out there, man, because the school, you know, we never passed budget, yo. You know, Amityville always a fight to pass the budget, you know? Yeah, we can't put you out there, man. You might bankrupt the school if you get hurt, you know?
You 130 with a neck roll on?
With a neck roll, they have mad pads on me, man. You know what I mean? So, but then I ended up running track, which was dope because I ended up doing a high jump, all county high jump, went to Penn relays. So, you know, it worked out. You know what I mean? Yeah. That part right there, though, what I regret from that is that I didn't do track earlier. Yeah, you know what I mean? I was playing baseball. I was playing baseball, and me and my guy Peter Lee, you know Peter Lee. Yeah, man, we were playing varsity baseball, sitting on the bench. We wasn't getting any burners like the second game.
Y'all in there probably chatting on the bench.
Yeah. We encouraging our teammates, you know, good rip, good
rip and joking, talking about the third base coach and all that.
Right. So we look over our shoulder and we see the track team. Yeah. And you know, the track team was it was boys and girls. Boys and girls. You know what I mean? So we was like, you know what? We out of here. We hopped the fence, quit, threw our uniform off, and went and ran track. Peter became, you know, I think he did the 100 and he did the 200. And then I did the high jump and a triple jump. And yo, it was dope, man. It was dope. Probably the best experience I did was going and running track with Coach Christian. That was a jump. And Mr. Pollock.
And Mr. Pollock. Yeah, Mr. Pollock been there for like half a century, bro.
Yo, man.
I think he just got some award, bro. Like that. He's like an almanac, bro. Like
man. They're gonna put a statue of him. Real talk. They're gonna put a statue of him on the field, man. They have to. He's done so much for Amityville's track, for soccer, all that stuff, man. He's been there forever.
Yeah, he's been there forever. You gotta give him something, man. A plaque or something over there.
Right. If he doesn't have it already, But
I grew up with you, bro. Like
yeah,
Jerron Rant. So listen, this guy right here has helped me to be most quick-witted and clever guys that I could be, because this dude was nonstop joking on me.
yo.
So I had to learn to fend for myself because I was target practice for this guy.
Yep, yo, man, yo. But you know what though, man? And you're absolutely right. Because what we did for you is what the kids are not getting now. You know what I mean? And that is toughening up your skin. So when you go out in the real world, it won't phase you. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Yo, I used to get roasted in my own house. You know what I mean? So leaving the crib, yo, that's all we did. All my friends, we literally used to walk around after high school and roast everybody who was still at school every day.
Yeah. Everybody's ducking you. Everybody's ducking you because they was target practice. It didn't matter what was going on.
Hall aides, Gino, God rest his soul. You know what I mean? We arrested everybody you can think of. And that's how I got sharp at being a comedian. Like literally the lunchroom and on the corner. Because if you came in that lunchroom looking crazy, you didn't eat your lunch.
You better walk. You better walk back. Yeah, past all the geese and all that, and get out of there. It's going to be an issue for you.
You're going to go back to Popeyes. Eat your food at Popeyes.
You better eat over there by the Avon Lake.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long period for you.
Go sit in the bleachers. But that's what sharpened me up, man. As far as comedy is concerned, those training. Man, we used to go to war all day, every day. Tommy Tolliver, Tariq came into the show last week. Tariq,
I seen Martin and Jigga over there.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That's dope.
It's working, man. Yo, yeah, and not to cut you off, but the biggest thing right now is that we opened up a comedy club in Harlem. You know what I mean?
It's beautiful, bro.
Yo, it's a lot of work. I ain't gonna lie. You know this as an entrepreneur. You know this.
It's a lot of work, bro, because there's a lot of moving parts to making sure that everything looks smooth on the surface.
Correct. You don't see the behind the scenes stuff.
They don't see the behind the scenes stuff. But when you start to get involved with it, man, that everything is intertwined, man, to make sure it looks good for the people that are experiencing that. When did you realize that not only did you have a gift to do this, man, but that you wanted to pursue it? When did that occur?
Oh man, that happened almost 20 years ago. That happened after 9/11, right? Everyone thought the world was coming to an end, real talk. Mm-hmm. And we went to a comedy show, my older brother Terry and I, and we went to Boston Comedy Club, I remember, and the guy on stage was horrible. And I was like, I could, he ain't funny. And my brother challenged me. He was like, yeah, you think you could do better? You think you could do better? I was like, yeah.
Absolutely.
So I looked in the paper, found a competition that was at Stand Up New York. I called the phone number for the club. And they said, hey, how much time you can do? And I was like, I didn't know any better. Time, but I got a half an hour. It was like, no, we need you to do 7 minutes. So went in, it was a competition for the funniest person from Long Island. Went in there, wrote my jokes out, studied it for about a week, and won the competition. And so when I won the competition, Stand Up New York, they started giving me spots on different shows. Meaning, all right, now that you've won this competition, you can come and perform on the professional show. Right. You know what I mean? You can do this. And then once I started getting that feedback from the energy and everything from the audience, I was like, this is it. But I didn't realize, how to monetize it until later in the game. You know what I mean? It was just like, you funny. Yeah, you funny. Yeah. I'm having fun. I'm out, chicks is digging me, I'm getting food free, drinks is free, stuff like that. And then, I got hip to the game, like, yo, you got to build your own brand. That's how you start really commanding money. That's how you can really get paid for your craft. And that's, you got to better yourself. You have to get better. So that's when I started taking it serious. And my big brother in comedy, like I like to call him, is talent. Mm-hmm. He showed me how to do certain things as far as business is concerned and also performing is concerned. Yeah. And one of the things I learned about him is that you never get tied down to one specific spot to do comedy. So you want to be able to move your people wherever you go. You know what I mean? So, because now you're building a following, you can take that following anywhere. Yeah. You see how strong a following is, i.e. Trump. If you got a following behind you, you can go anywhere and they're going to follow you.
And they there.
They did, you know what I mean? So that was instilled in me 4 years into the game. It took me 3 years to figure it out.
Yeah.
My 4th year in the game, and then I just started building. I had t-shirts made up. I had all types of, all types of stuff to really make it happen. But until I got my own show, that's when I realized, like, oh, I was getting jerked this whole time. You know what I mean? Because when you're a talent, you get paid as a talent. But when you're the owner, you get to see everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, different perspective, man. You're like, oh, I see this from a different vantage point, man. It was like, man, they're giving me pennies on the dollar.
Correct. You know what I mean? Like
food, man, I don't want these onion rings no more, man. I'm trying to get some dollars.
Right. They used to say, Shaq is rich, but the guy who pays his check is wealthy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you got to look at that. Yeah, I ain't got no problem being Shaq rich at all. But I'm saying, you got to think past that. You got to figure it out. Like, how do I get to that next level? And, producing my own show.
Let me ask you, Jamie, did you recognize how hard this would be? Because I'm just thinking about it, just on a small scale. You're going into a nightclub and you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable state, and you don't know who's in the audience. So you got different backgrounds and experiences who find different things funny.
Well, that right there, I had to learn that as well. You got to be universally funny.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to be funny no matter if you're in a white crowd, black crowd, mixed crowd. You got to be funny no matter what. I used to host a show called Sunday Night Live in New York, right? It was 10 years. I ran it for 10 years, a weekly show.
Right.
And we had people in the audience who was from Harlem. We had people who was from, England. We had people who was from France. We had people from Amsterdam, New Zealand. Every walk of life was in the audience. So when I first started doing comedy, I was doing all the KoolAid jokes. Yeah, you ran out of KoolAid. The dude from Belgium don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Like, what's KoolAid, mate?
Right.
What's this KoolAid he's talking about?
Right. What is this KoolAid that you speak? You know what I mean? I don't know what accent that is. It was horrible. But still, you know what I mean?
It's funny though.
I had to realize that, your comedy, my comedy, had to be about things that everyone could relate to.
Right.
You know what I mean? It couldn't be so segregated, for a lack of a better word, to just a specific group of people. Mm-hmm. You can make your money that way. It's not about crossing over. It's about being more complete, I would say, as a comedian. You know what I mean? Being able to walk into any room and make these people laugh. Because, man, you're in front of a bunch of strangers, right? And as the host, you're the first person to crack the mic. So you set the tone for the entire show. If the host is horrible, the show is going to go horrible. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Everybody's dejected now. This is all foot.
Right. So I got to set the tone for the other comedians, and I got to set the tone for the show. All right, the host is hilarious. All right, I'm sure these guys is going to be good.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and it's the excitement. You know what I mean? You're the first person they see. So you got to win them over. You got to be likable, and you got to be trustworthy. So, that's what it boils down to. You know what I mean? But I learned how to navigate in and out from doing so many shows, keywords that hit me, oh, yeah, I'm from England. Oh, so you must know, I know things about people from the different regions.
You got to be a student of, of life. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
You got to pull in situational stuff, headlines, stereotype. You got to pull from all of those things.
All the things, man. And you were saying, when we were younger, being fast and quick, that's what makes me so good at hosting, because I was trained to be that way from a young gun. You know what I mean? You walk in the lunchroom and your shoes is busted. You can't get 2 steps. Look at this guy.
Look at this guy. There. Look at this guy from the door.
Yeah. Look at this guy. They look at you. And it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
As soon as you hear that, look at this guy. Oh man, it's like you spawned. You know what I mean? You want something? Now you got to start thinking. Oh, this guy. I remember we called Rob Smalls Captain America because he was wearing everything. We must have stayed on him in the lunchroom for about a half an hour, but he was fast with it too. You know what I mean? And that's what trained us. That's what trained us. We said his outfit was sponsored by the school district because everything Everything he wore was Amityville Athletics. Yeah, he hated us for about a week.
Bro, but like that, the cafeteria that made and broke a lot of people.
Oh yeah,
A whole lot of
plenty
people,
of fights.
man.
Plenty of fights in the
Plenty of
cafeteria.
fights, man. People getting hit with milks, food getting slapped out of hands after you scrape
Slap your whole
teeth.
food, your whole tray out your hand. Yeah.
Whole tray, slapping trays outside, the geese coming through and eating the fries. Just wild, disrespectful. So you had to be able to navigate that, and no doubt about that, help to sharpen your skills, man. It helped to sharpen my skills just off of being able to host. So I can relate because you was an integral part of that. I remember I had to, you was killing me in my own house because I ain't had no slippers. So I used to stand on the inside of the sweats and they was getting, they were getting holes on the back. And you said a dog, I got sick by a dog.
You got sick by a dog. It popped socks.
Pop socks. You said his drum like a bum's glove. They was all, bro, like all these things was like legendary memories, bro.
Yeah, but, man. Yeah, we had fun down there, man.
I just think it's cool, man. We got so many really cool and talented people from Amityville, man. Like, it's really cool to see as a grown up, and for our age to be kind of right in between all of the people that came before us and even the kids. I just don't feel like the kids now know enough. So this is the reason why we're putting together some of these things and let it ring out, man, but also to celebrate, man. You big time, dude. Like, the path that you are on, bro, is really difficult. It's really difficult, man. No, it's really difficult. You make it look easy, man. So I just wanted to say, man, hats off to you. Make it look easy, bro. But you got a lot of things going. I mean, I'm seeing you on commercials, you on the radio, you on the
That's part of it though, man. That's part of it. You know, you gotta build your brand.
But you're also showing a lot of courage. You know what I mean? You gotta be brave to put yourself out there like that, because if you bomb, the tomatoes is coming out.
Yeah, I caught a lot of those at the beginning.
Tell me that, dude. Like, what's the feeling that? Have you ever just bombed, bro? Like, what's that feeling like, bro?
Man.
What's that feel like?
Yo, fam, a bomb is, I'm gonna tell you straight up. When you perform, it's like a deck of cards. You got 52 cards. There's a bomb in there somewhere. You know what I mean? You don't know where it's at. You don't know when that big joke is coming out, but it's gonna bomb somewhere. But my worst, and I think I wrote about this too, my worst bomb that was on record, you know what I mean? I was at Boston Comedy Club and I was performing. Your brother was there, Jerron was there.
Did he heckle you?
The whole Rockefeller, whole Beanie Siegels.
The Rock was in there.
The Rock was in the building. It was filming Paper Soldiers at the time. So Dame Dash, Beanie Siegel, Freeway, all them dudes with the big beards, they were there. And I bombed on stage for about 4 minutes. I mean, like birds chirping. You can hear roaches playing spades. You can hear everything. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
And it was just so quiet. And I struggled to put the mic back in the stand. Yeah. All nervous energy. You know what I mean? And then Talent, who was my man, he still is my man. He went up there and got on me, ripped me apart for like 5 minutes. It felt like an hour. He was just, the guy, he didn't even have, he just went in and went in.
Went on you.
But it was so funny that I started laughing because I forgot he was talking about me. That's how funny.
Roasting this guy. He's like, wait a minute, that's me.
It's me.
I'm the target.
And you know who was laughing the loudest? Your brother.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure he was heckling. He probably booed you a couple times.
He came with me. He laughing the loudest at all the jokes, man. But Talent got up the stage, he dapped me up. He's like, yo, it's not your night tonight, man. Come back next week. And that was the real shit he could have done because, he could have easily told me, never do comedy again.
Pack your bag, you're done.
Pack and get out of here, you're done. I didn't come back next week. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I didn't come back.
I'm not going back there. I need some more material.
It took me 3 weeks to come back and actually perform again. And I did better, you know what I mean? But those are the type of things that it's training. You know what I mean?
Bro. Absolutely.
You can't get up there and throw up 225 right off the jump. You got to build to it. You know what I mean? And that's what it was. It was. I hate to say like hazing because hazing has such a negative, terminology behind it, but it is like training to get to the point to keep moving forward. And just like if any sport, when you stop training is when you start declining.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's why Brady's able to still play as long as he keeps training. That's why Jeter was able to play. So he kept training. Cal Ripken kept training. You know what I mean? And once you take care of the body, me being the body of work, the comedy that I'm doing, I'm able to keep it fresh and keep it going. I could keep telling jokes as long as I can breathe and talk. You know what I mean? As long as my mind is right to tell the jokes, to remember the jokes and deliver the jokes, then I can keep going. But I got to stay trained up. I got to be prepared. And if I'm not prepared, it's just going to be, oh yeah, we heard that 6 years ago. You know, there's still people telling jokes 10 years.
Exactly the same stuff.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah, that bomb, that one. The other one I bombed was in front of the Def Jam executives. Oh man.
Yeah,
that was
different.
That wasn't even that bad. But the reason why I made it bad because they were expecting so much more out of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you fell flat on the expectation.
Yeah, and it was like, man, I let them down. You know what I mean? And I let myself down because it was like, yo, this is Def Jam. They're redoing Def Jam. Jamie, you know Def Jam. Yeah. This could be it. You know what I mean? Yeah. HBO. All these execs in the building. Russell Simmons just walked out. You know what I mean? I walked past them like, yo, this is it. Yeah. Crazy. I don't know if I was caught in the moment or what, but it just didn't go right the way I wanted it to be. And then, you know, a week later, I got a call from Cypher Sounds like, yo, I need you to do Tidal with me. Bet, let's go do that. And then that was probably like the best set I ever had in front of a industry audience was on Tidal. So yeah, and that was dope. When I mean dope,
because I'm sure you know, man, just like anybody, when you on your game, you're like, I'm on my game. And then that can be pivotal for you, like you said, man, and the ebbs and flows of your occupation. Then you start to know how to have that thing click more and more because of the experiences.
Correct. And the other thing is like, I'm big off of energy. You know what I mean? Like if the energy's not right, I ain't doing it. You know what I mean? I'm not doing it.
We're not doing it.
And that energy that I had that day with that Def Jam, it wasn't even an audition, it was a showcase. It was just the energy in the room was just like so stale. It didn't feel like a comedy show, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it was just like, why am I even here? You know what I mean? It's like, what is this weird situation that I'm placed in?
And even the vibe.
Right. And it was just like so awkward. And I was like, man, this ain't comedy. If this is what y'all want, then it's gonna be trash. And you know, it was trash. You know what I mean?
And I don't really need to be a part of it anyway.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm doing y'all a favor anyway. I'm out.
Right. I'm not going to do my best, even though I wanted to, but it just didn't come off that way.
Yeah, the vibe ain't right. So yeah, you need all of those things to be good. What do you think about this Amityville event, man, that we got coming up, man?
Oh, it's dope, man. It's dope. I can't believe you pulled all these people together. This is going to be dope, man.
That's going to be dope.
Yo, talk about Amityville. Fudge was on my show last weekend. So, you know, he's a comedian too, John Fudge Rickenbacker. So
he told me as well.
Right. He told me, he's like, yo, it's gonna be me, you, and Noah. I was like, well, you know, we're gonna have to wrestle the mic from Noah. You do know this, right? Because Noah's gonna be on the mic the whole entire game. He's like, no.
We gonna have a mute button for him. We gonna have a remote for his joke.
He don't need a mute button. Noah don't even need a mic.
He don't even need a microphone. Nah, you know, but he's gonna have to take a lunch break. You know that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. You gotta distract him. Start talking about the Giants or something. You know what I mean?
Start talking about some Cowboys or some stuff.
Right.
He's gonna go left.
Right. But it's gonna be dope, man. It's gonna be dope. And just to see the amount of talent that you were able to assemble, we should do something. You know, maybe raffle off something to give back to the community.
Absolutely. We're gonna talk offline and try to build this thing up. We're gonna give a scholarship, so we're gonna talk about sponsorships and everything like that as we start to get closer to the end of this year, so that way we can coast in. But man, I'm looking forward to you being one of the MCs and, you know what I'm saying, celebrating and talking trash to everybody, man. It's gonna
be fun, man. It should be fun. And just to see so many familiar faces, you know what I mean?
And bridging all of the eras, man, I think it's gonna be like a walking museum. I heard about that guy, seen that guy, you know what I'm saying? And having all of these people cross paths on that stage that we're all sharing is going to be beautiful, bro. And
it's something that's needed, especially in the time that we're in now. You know what I mean? You know, it's, you know, it's not a good time for a lot of people. You know what I mean? So
we need some positive stuff.
Right. You need positive stuff. The woman, after we had our first show September 4th, you know, and this happens a lot, but you know, I don't know her. She came up to me and was like, you know, we really need comedy again. And thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
And that's all she said.
That's it.
We really need comedy again. And thank you for doing this. I don't know. I say, well, thank you for coming out. You know, I really appreciate your feedback. Yeah. But it lets you know that there's a need for people to laugh again, to feel good about something.
Absolutely.
Because, yo, this last year, not just for America, you know, not just for Black men in America, it's hard. You know what I mean? It's been hard.
That's a fact.
And to try to find the silver lining, you really can't. So you have to find a way to make yourself happy again.
Yeah, we got a positive outlet, man. So this has been beautiful, man, for us to do that. And you know what I'm saying, we're using all our social media outlets to do such a thing, man. So you got an ally here, you got a full supporter here. So anything that you're tapped into, man, I'm going to try to push it forward, man. And however I can help, you know, I'm there. Yeah,
no thanks. Well, just tell them, like have you been doing, man? Just tell them about the show. Yeah. Tell them about what we doing. And I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you, brother. Real talk. Proud of you, man.
Thank you.
Like you said, I've known you since a youngin'. You know what I mean? So even your journey, I look back and I say, yo, man, that was young, you know, young Trish. That's what we call you. That's young Trish right there, man.
Yeah.
And it makes me proud to say that I've known you for so long and you've never switched up. You've always been a good dude. You've always, from when you were a youngin', a good kid, now you're a good man, you know what I mean? Family man, a business owner, you know, dedicated to your craft, which is dope. I see you still making jumpers, even though we know that's edited, but still, you know what I mean?
You ain't gotta tell everybody that it's edited, you know what I'm saying? Like, let it rock. They ain't gotta know all that. I'm putting myself in front, bro. I mean, I'm going to be the first one that they criticize in this game.
Yeah.
I might hire a trainer, bro. I might got to go train with Jerry Lucas or something.
Yo, man, you don't want to do that. You ain't going to make it. You ain't going to make it, man. I heard you out there killing folks now, man.
Absolutely. So, man, listen, man, we celebrate you, man. Again, man, you're an Amityville legend, man. You're blazing the trail in the comedy area, man. Businessman, dad, congratulations on the son, on the marriage.
You,
family, man, it's beautiful to see, man. I'm proud of you as well, man. We are as a community.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. Much love always, man. We're going to talk soon.
Peace.
All right, chill.